Just for BWC purposes, Mr. Malik Jones is following me currently.
Take on that TPO order to scare yourself. I know your girl name too, white. Yeah. Let me put that boy up right now. Yeah.
Just also be advised, he's now currently threatening my family. Y'all got a PC for him being on his phone. He's currently recording me, so if y'all want to pull him over, write him a ticket. Be my guest.
Hey, Savanah Police, step out of your car. I'm gonna break your window.
You know, I try to do this content thing, trying to get like you guys, and really like go through this body cam stuff now. You know, it's different, especially but going through a firsthand experience. And we go in, and I'm gonna really show you some love, man. I appreciate you for doing this. I appreciate you for being the first person to actually feature the first stop, making it go viral, getting the feedback that I got back, and even getting the subscribers, man. That was love, bro. That's dope, bro. I appreciate it.
Look all we got here!
My BWC's activated as well, sir.
Understood.
I told you I was gonna make you go viral, boy. I told you I was gonna make you go viral. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Let me guess. I'm not wearing my seatbelt on. I hope you got that body cam on, baby boy. I told you I was gonna have a field day with you and I was gonna expose you, boy. And I did that.
Just for BWC purposes, Mr. Malik Jones is following me currently.
Take on that TPO order to scare yourself. I know your girl name too, white. Yeah. Let me put that boy up right now. Yeah.
Just also be advised, he's now currently threatening my family.
Yeah.
All right, guys, what's up? Today we have an interview with Mr. Malik Jones. Malik Jones, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So a little while back, we shared a video of Malik Jones that went viral. Several other big channels shared it as well. You ran for a position in office. One of the things that I like about you personally is, first of all, not only are you in Savannah, Georgia, but you kind of remind me of Big Boy from Outkast. I don't know if it's the tone or the voice or what. He's also from Savannah, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken. One of my favorite rappers, by the way. His solo albums are fantastic. I like his solo albums. But you also spread positive messages on your Instagram. And that's one of the things that I really like about you is not only are you going out of your way to hold government accountable, but you ran for office and you're spreading a positive message. And I think that is what this world needs. So I watched the video you posted recently, and I gotta tell you, I haven't felt this much gratification after watching a video like this before. They wanted to arrest you so bad, but they couldn't. You protected yourself with your camera and your understanding of the law. And in my opinion, you understand law better than the cops that were actually there.
That's a good copy.
We got pussy Christopher Tyler Johnson. You tyrant. Okay, and I ain't breaking the law, you know.
You went to the department so we get some doggy treat? You went to the department so we get some doggy treat? Where you going? Where you going? I'm making some doggy treat.
Still eastbound. He's still running his mouth, driving next to me. Currently. Passing target right now, sir.
Maybe I should do what you did to me. Maybe I should follow you to the department.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's already on.
Where we going? Where we going? Where we going? We going to the department? Well, let's go to the department then.
Hey, he's about to come to precinct 5, y'all. If y'all want to meet me there.
European, the floor truck, I should put it.
Where are you at?
Just past Chick-fil-A on Victory now. Still eastbound.
5651, about 5 cars ahead of you in traffic.
Yeah, I got a PC for him being on his phone. He's currently recording me, so if y'all want to pull him over, write him a ticket. Be my guest.
Baby, I think I'm coming up behind him. You want me to grab him? Yes. I got him.
Step out of your vehicle, I'm gonna break your window.
Baby, get up here. You can hit me.
Step out of your car or I'm gonna break your window. Step out of your car or I'm gonna break your window.
Baby, 1080.
Can you turn on your radio?
Yeah, sorry.
Step out of the vehicle.
Hey, step out of the vehicle or I'm gonna break your window. Step out of your vehicle, I'm gonna break your window. Step out of the vehicle, I'm gonna break your window.
51, what's your exact location?
Step out of the vehicle, I'm gonna break your window.
Ma'am, they're going to be right in front of the United Community Banking Center on Victory Drive. They're preoccupied with him right now. Currently, he is being non-compliant and refusing to roll down his window.
What's the best cross street on Victory?
You can call it Victory and Evergreen.
Which units are about the 51?
Ma'am, 54, 5 Delta 2, 56, 52, and CCSO deputy is on scene. I can't be, this is the guy that's been harassing me, threatening my family, and he's been following me now, and he's refusing to get out the car.
How important is it to begin to understand your rights and empower yourself?
So it goes to my backstory. It's very important. I grew up in a single parent household. My grandmother legally adopted me. My father was in prison all my life, and I considered finding myself following down the path of being an at-risk youth myself. At 11 years old, I stole my grandmother's van 2 weeks after my father went back to prison after coming home for about 2 weeks, my first time meeting him and things like that. And so going back and forth to juvenile, my first time being a juvenile, 11 years old, I went a total of 10 times. And the 10th time when I went back to juvenile, I realized that I wanted to do something different. I got committed to the Department of Juvenile Justice for 2 years, and I was sent to a boys' home called Hope Home. I spent 5 months in Hope Home. And at that moment, I was able to realize how grateful I was for my environment, the things that I was going through, and my predicament. But most importantly, I realized what my dream job was. I discovered my dream job in Hope Home. I discovered that it's time to step up. My father's not going to do what he's supposed to do. I can't continue to use it as an excuse. I can't continue to follow down the path that he followed, because I'm only going to end up in a dead end road, and that's dead or in prison. And that's what society, that's what my family, that's what everybody expected. I was the black sheep growing up. I wasn't expected to everything that I'm doing now. I was not expected to do this. I got caught up in the juvenile system very early. And I love my grandmother to death, and I thank her, but she did the best that she could for me. But getting involved with juvenile court, and even when I think about things now and the times that I went to jail, and I was clearly the victim. And oftentimes in today's policing, you see victims go to jail. So it's personal. But you also see a lot of people that's innocent, that lack knowledge of their rights, that lack the knowledge of legal proceedings, get cheated and violated out of their rights, get police brutality, not just the physical, but the mental. A lot of people don't focus on the mental part of police brutality. and that's big in America. But a lot of us don't know the law.
He needs to ride for obstruction today, at the minimum.
Hey, Savanah Police, step out of your car. I'm going to break your window.
Also, his tag cover is obstructing. Add to the call notes, the subject is also being non-compliant still.
Why does it matter? I was just asking. Stop the car talk, go right inside this side, go my face. Congratulations, pass it out. Can I see your PWC?
Yeah, I gotta get my phone.
Y'all look who we got here. We got the famous Chris Tyler. Hey, I'm right here on Victory Drive. I have officers surrounding me right now. Can y'all please send me a supervisor? Can y'all please send me a supervisor? Please send me a supervisor. I'm on Victory and somewhere. I'm on Victory. I'm in front of Delta Life Insurance.
Roll down your window.
I'll crack my window, sir, but I do not feel safe. I'm sorry.
Sir.
Hello?
Sir. My name is Sergeant Davey.
I'm calling the police, sir. I do not feel comfortable, sir. I didn't even do nothing. Ma'am?
I'm just trying to find the original call.
This is the original call, ma'am. I'm calling you, ma'am. I got all these officers surrounding me. I'm scared for my life. Can you please send the highest person that y'all want to beat? Like, please.
Sir, do you have your driver's license?
Sir, what did I get pulled over for?
You're texting and driving.
I did not do nothing. He pulled on the side of me, sir. No, you did not. Where's that on dash cam? No, sir. No, sir. Sir, what did I do, sir?
I just told you.
Sir, I just put my phone in the hand when y'all walked up, sir. I literally just put my phone in my hand.
Do you have your driver's license?
Sir, no, sir. Listen.
Do you have your driver's
Sir,
license?
I have my driver's license, sir.
Okay.
But what did I do, sir, for
I
you?
just explained it to you, sir.
Sir, I just put my phone in my hand.
Okay.
I just put my phone in my
Asking
hand.
you for your-
Who observed me driving with my phone in my hand?
Sir, I'm asking you for
Sir,
your driver's license.
please. Sir,
Sir, I'm asking you for your driver's
sir.
license.
All right, so here's what we gonna do, sir. Because this is what y'all want to do, this is what we gonna do, sir.
Yeah, it's
And I'm
not
letting.
a cause stop.
It's not a probable cause stop. He pulled on the side of me, then backed up and tried to pull me over, sir. That same officer right now, I'm about to sue the shit out of y'all because of this same thing now, sir. Okay? So guess what? I'm gonna give you my driver's license, okay? Give you my driver's license, okay?
That's all we're asking for.
Give you my driver's license, sir. But I want you to know this is a profile stop and this is retaliation. This is a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights. I'm giving you my license under distress. This is a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights. Christopher Tyler Johnson, I'm already suing y'all and I got y'all viral for what he already has done to me. And now y'all over here are retaliating. Okay? Because I saw him riding up the street. I know what's going on. I know exactly what's going on. So I'm going to give you my driver's license under duress. Okay? I'm giving you my driver's license under duress. Okay? And what was your probable cause of stopping me, sir?
You were holding your cell phone.
I was holding my cell phone in my hand.
Yep.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is deja vu. I had 7 officers about a freaking seatbelt now. All right now.
Okay.
Is this what you want? Is this what you want, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You have your driver's license, sir.
Make sure my camera's recording. All of this. What's your name?
Sergeant Davey.
Okay. What's everybody's name? Now go Officer Blackman. You was at the scene, so you know what's going on. Matter of fact, can I please have a lieutenant out here? Can I please have a lieutenant?
Can I have your driver's
Can I
license,
please
sir?
have a lieutenant? Boy, y'all are funny.
Thank you.
Y'all are gang members.
Where were you heading to, sir?
It doesn't matter where I'm headed to, sir. Why does it matter where I'm
I
headed
was
to?
just asking where you were headed to.
Stop the small talk. If you're going to write me a citation, I go on my day. You're not the lady trying to stop.
Can I see your BWC?
Yeah, I gotta get my phone.
5 Delta 2.
5 Delta 2.
Can you raise me an undue lieutenant? Yes, sir. This driver's requesting a lieutenant, sir.
And so going back and forth to juvenile, and I found my dream job, I opened up my American government book, and I realized that you only had to be at least 35 years old to become president of the United States of America. And I realized that, I want to make a difference. I want people that look like me, that come from where I come from, to have a voice, to be heard, not only as negatively, but positively as well. So I was able to learn a lot of my rights, and just through the internet, just through searching and understanding, like, hey, bro, this stuff that they've been doing to me is illegal. This actually is a violation of my constitutional rights, or I didn't do anything. Why am I going to jail? I clearly have, I know in 2018 I have something where I went to jail, and I clearly was the victim. When we look it up, I'm clearly listed as a victim, and I went to jail. And that's where that officer was able to use those charges against me to try to search my car, assume I'm a convicted felon, all of these things. And that case was dismissed non-pros by the district attorney. And that case occurred in 2018, and it wasn't dismissed as of 2022. But now, because of the power, the access that they have, they're able to abuse their power. And what do we citizens are able to do about it? A lot of people don't realize that if you're not beaten, if you're not killed, if you're not physically assaulted and your body is not dismembered or something like that, a lot of these civil attorneys won't even consider your case. So now you're mentally, emotionally, you're frustrated. And in my video that you featured, and I'm glad you're interviewing me about this, that was frustration. A lot of people don't understand, man. That was frustration. That was passion. That's a black man in America, in the city of Savannah, Georgia, that has no criminal record except for traffic violations. And now that's what I'm being profiled and targeted in, is traffic violation. But every charge that this officer claimed has been dismissed by court, no plea deals. Shout out to my wonderful attorney, Stephanie Burgess, and my knowledge of understanding legal proceedings. They have been dismissed and restricted. So only if you're in law enforcement or a DA, you can see that. And now police officers like him, this is the only time I've ever went through that during a traffic stop, except for the last 2 times. And the other officers, one in the video you feature, he just completely lied. And the crazy part about it, the video that I wasn't able to tell you, the video that you watched, the recent one, I was just leaving court for representing myself, handling that officer in court. I literally was just leaving court. And I said that in the video.
All right, we need to get traffic moving. So,
I'm gonna have a field day with y'all again. Officer, I don't feel safe. I just want to get out my car because I don't feel safe. I don't want to make sudden moves. I've been threatened to have my window bust and all this, and they claim I had a cell phone in my hand. I never had a cell phone in my hand. But I know what this is, Lieutenant. This is retaliation. That's exactly what this is.
okay, what was I called here for?
Because I'm scared. I'm scared. I fear for my life. This officer, Chris Johnson, I actually is about to shoot him right now. He had a viral traffic stop. He's all over the internet. He tried to put a TPO out on me. I just got my internal affairs. I guess when he see me riding and I was saying something to him, I guess he said something on the radio because I saw this officer, black man, or whoever's in that primary vehicle, second backup vehicle, come through the light with their blue lights. So when I look, Then there's a car behind me. He pulls on the side of me. Then he backs up, and he acted his like first. And then he gets behind me and say he's pulling me over, got the remote. And I said, for what? He said, a cell phone. I said, sir, you never see me with a cell phone in my hand. You never see me with a cell phone. But when you jumped out your car and with doing that talking, I see him got a car. I have to pull out my cell phone for my safety. Because you and I both know some officers, they violate policy and they don't activate their BWC when they're supposed to.
Okay. Outside of that, what else are we here for?
I don't know, officer. That's your officers. What are we here for? I'm traveling on the road that I am legally obligated to travel on, minding my own business, not making no traffic violations. I actually just came from traffic court. So why would I do something to break the law in traffic court? That's what this is retaliation and bias-based police profiling. That's exactly what this is. I'm a black man in a car, and I've had encounter with Officer Chris Johnson that everybody knows about, and Officer Blackman was on scene that day, and he was the one who actually came up with the kind of initially stopped talking about a cell phone. That was the best thing that they came up with was a cell phone. And now I'm sitting right here with half of your beat right here by the traffic stop. Just like all 7 of them was searching my car for no reason. But we got people that really need service right now. People dying, robbing and stuff right now. But you have a legitimate citizen right here that's having to go through this, and a black man at that. That makes it even worse.
Okay. All right. So we can stop the traffic so you can go, so you can get back on and go wherever you're going. Is that what you need? Is that what you want?
I would love to go about my business. Especially once I get my business. And I would love to get the CRN for whatever this report is, because I would love to get the body cam
Who has his ID?
and the cab report.
Just so you know, when he pulled up next to me at the light, I drew my gun and I had it next to my leg, but I didn't point it at him or anything like that, given what all the threats he's made in the past and stuff. My BWC's activated as well, sir.
We have 16-10-24.
We get this dude out here. We know what his ID and whatever. Be all right. Citation.
Well, I was trying to view the threats on his phone, on his BWC.
He made threats?
According to Johnson, that he has on BWC. I'm trying to get his thing to play. Because he came over the air saying he was threatening his family. That's...
How does the TPO work if he's in uniform?
Between here and there?
I didn't say anything to him. So Mr. Malik Jones pulled him over last year.
Yeah.
They got the YouTube video and that kind of stuff. So it took me a minute to realize it was him yelling the obscenities and stuff. As soon as I realized it was him, turn on my camera. I know he was more than likely recording as well. So, but started airing it out. Just ignored him. Rolled down my window. On my BWC towards him. How he was hollering and stuff.
Can you go ask Mr. Jones where he's going, because he has a limited driver's license.
Why he has what?
He has a limited driver's license. Ask him where he's going. Because he can only go... Blackman. He can only go to employment, school, or doctor's appointments.
Okay. But also, too, I tried to get a TPO against him when I was getting threats from somebody texting and calling me saying they're going to put me on a T-shirt. And
just trying to get his camera to play.
Some of the text messages included being called a tyrant, which is what he always screams whenever he sees me. And he also sent me a picture of my daughter and I.
That was exactly all that.
Yeah.
Can we clear up some people?
Yes, ma'am.
You need me to stay for my BWC?
I'll take the place of one of his guys, whatever y'all need.
Your camera's not.
It's not coming up. What did he say specifically?
He was just yelling obscenities and just cursing and like just like saying my fiance's name. He said something about my kid. Like he didn't say like.
He said
he didn't say verbatim.
He was leaving court, going to work. I asked him, does he work on the island? He said it doesn't matter where he works.
Fiance's name and saying that.
And then refused to give me any more information.
That as a threat, given what he already had said.
I'm literally just leaving court. Why would I commit a traffic violation right here? This guy literally pulls his window down, smirks at me, and speed off and provoke and antagonize, and then try to make me look like the bad guy when, you know, the whole world has seen the discredibility, the intimidation, the retaliation, the abuse of power that, you know, the Savanah Police Department showed. An IA investigation when done and no consequences were given.
Right. So basically this cop, it's okay for this cop to try to bully, harass, pull you over for no reason, search your vehicle and do all these things, make you fight cases in court for 4 years, but then he gets butthurt because you pulled up next to him. And I got to tell you, man, watching that video, I absolutely loved it. I was laughing. I was like, this shit is hilarious, because in reality, I believe that when cops do this, when we don't get justice, for instance, when internal affairs don't do nothing about it, we got no choice but to sometimes ridicule them for what they do. You know what I mean? And when you do it and you put it on the internet so the world can see, what else kind of payback do we have? Or what else how else can we ballyache to the government? It's part of the First Amendment, you know, to freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and to petition. To ballyache is to petition your government. It's part of it. It's so, in reality, like I said, when I watched it, I was extremely satisfied. I was so happy to see someone actually stand up for themselves, laugh it off, bro, because in reality, what can you do? You know, you were laughing, you were having a good time with it, and I absolutely loved your video. And folks, we're going to include video clips of all of that into this interview, and you guys are absolutely gonna fall in love with Malik Jones.
Where does he work?
I could probably do a priority upload and let it go to evidence.com.
Please do.
You want me to continue to ask him?
Yes.
What time is that? 10:12?
Sir? No. I'm on camera, so I'll talk to you later. Yeah. He's priorly uploading it right now.
That's what I was walking back here to suggest. Do a priority upload, and then you can just watch it from the MDT.
We can clear most of us up.
Who all you want to stay? I'll go pass the word.
Everybody who's in the back so far can clear up.
So you want Blackman to stay?
Yeah, he pulled him over, so he can stay.
Okay, so Blackman stays. Who else? Is anybody riding with him?
No, his recruit.
Manning's riding with him? All right. Grimes?
He can clear up.
You can clear up.
Healy, Robinson.
Get rid of all of them?
Yep.
All right.
Does this fall under disorderly conduct?
Well, I gotta see what he's saying.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it could, like...
Yeah, CPR, right?
They didn't grant it. But he was still driving down the street, yelling at me, cursing at me, saying, I know your girl's name, Krista Tyler Johnson, and all this kind of foolishness, so. I said nothing to him. I did was turn on my BWC.
You guys might be the only guys around here that regularly make me feel short.
Personally, I think he should get arrested for obstruction because he's refusing to get out of the car.
I didn't see it, but I'm listening to you. Aggressive driving as well.
Yep.
But the biggest thing about it all, is the retaliation. Another TPO order was granted right after the situation for this cop. So I gotta be very careful on the things that I do and, speak on about the thing. But the good thing about it, the stop that you featured, well, we're filing a lawsuit for that. I do have an attorney on that, Roland Murphy right now in Tyler. We are working on filing a lawsuit for that. But the biggest thing is complete retaliation. The way that they abuse their power, the resources to silence you as the victim and to violate your rights. Me personally, I honestly think that the way this officer or the department, let's say, and let me be legally so that I won't get myself into trouble. The department, they back this behavior. The video you featured, we actually had them release a statement because of the feedback that you guys, offer. Now, this community, because the power of social media, now officers, and I'm going to give some knowledge and some game right now. Now these officers now are trying to abuse their power to say, hey, I'm being harassed or I'm being threatened. And this is the person to do it because I just found out what the word tyrant was. And because I used the word tyrant, if you send a officer of the law or somebody you have an encounter with the word tyrant in a text message and you see this person, they can say, hey, this person is harassing me because they used the word tyrant.
Can we get this dude out of here? Are you done with his ID?
I don't understand where he's going to go to Savanah State from here.
Huh? Well, I mean, to be completely frank, I don't think he was, because the only other entrance, you would have to go right and go down to the main gate. The only other entrance to go into Savanah State would be to take a right in Thunderbolt, go all the way down to that dead end, but that gate's always locked.
But he said he was driving and he was going to follow me to the precinct.
Well, I have to verify that, sir.
I know, but...
I mean, I'm just saying, like, when we pulled him over, I gave him loud verbal commands multiple times after announcing myself as police and activating my blue lights to step out of the car. He rolled up the window and refused to step out of the car.
No, we're uploading?
Yep, there you go. I already have pulled up. Watch one. Just also be advised he's now currently threatening my family. I'm currently threatening my family. Just also be advised he's now currently.
I'll come back here. I'll stay. We're shutting down to talk to the lieutenant. You guys stay up there.
Yeah, whatever. Are y'all writing him a citation? Or can we He made threats? Do you hear him? Something happened between y'all, between here and there?
I didn't say anything to him. So Mr. Malik Jones pulled him over last year.
Yeah.
They got the YouTube video and that calm stuff. So it took me about a minute to realize it was him yelling the obscenities and stuff. As soon as I realized it was him, I turned on my camera. I know he was more than likely recording as well. So, but just started airing it out. Just ignored him. Rolled down my window. Held my BWC towards him while he was yelling and hollering and stuff. Why is that, bro?
Here we go. Watch.
Okay.
What?
But also, too, I tried to get a TPO against him when I was getting threats from somebody texting and calling me saying they were going to put me on a t-shirt and some of the text messages included being called a tyrant, which is what he always screams whenever he sees me. And he also sent me a picture of my daughter and that.
That was back when this all happened?
Yep.
Can we clear up some people? It's not coming up. What did he say specifically when
he was
y'all were coming
just
this way?
yelling obscenities and dispersing and like just like saying my fiance's name, said something about my kid. Like he didn't say like he didn't say verbatim, I'm gonna like hurt you or your family or anything like that. But to me, by you mentioning my fiance's name and saying that you know their name and that kind of stuff, I'm perceiving that as a threat, given what he already has said in the past.
Okay.
Well, I have to be careful now because of the retaliation and intimidation tactics and the silencing the department itself is using, the local government. Here you have a kid here who was in at-risk youth, who changed his life around, who mentored, who do motivational speaking, who wants to be involved in the community, who ran for city council. And not until I ran for city council, this began to happen. And you Google my name, Malik Jones, Savannah, Georgia, you'll see where the incident happened early in 2023 with my campaign signs. You know, it's clear as day that you see that this city, this community is not ready. It's not ready for the gift that I have, and the people in position are abusing their power and their authority to try to, retaliate because I'm posed as a threat. But I just understand my First Amendment rights. I understand my rights, and I understand my ability to actually represent this community in politics and law and actually be a big resource to my community and using the power of social media. And I thank guys like you, man. I really appreciate you for featuring my first video, man. It went viral. I think we at like 422,000. Now it's going up now. And I'll be honest, those videos caused the retaliation. The power of social media, the whole Savannah, Georgia, know about it. It was the talk of the department. It was the talk of the town, good and wrong. But the thing about it is, I like when you guys featured and you showed the side of it that nobody is looking at. Nobody is looking at the civil rights side of it. This officer said this or that, and you got to do this or that. No, I didn't do anything. I'm confused. I'm wondering what's going on right now. Like, hold on, get in my car for what, sir? Like, what we doing? Hold on. The tone, like professional is customer service. I'm a big fan of customer service, and policing is customer service. Sir, hey, sir, how you doing today? I'm officer such and such. Hey, but the key thing in that video that you featured that nobody ever looked at, that I said from the jump, if this was a traffic stop, that whole 34 minutes, my license were never requested. My name was requested. The only thing this officer asked was my name. But if this is a subject stop, why are you asking me my name about a traffic violation when a traffic violation is, sir, can I have your driver's license?
Right. True.
Y'all are nowhere to be found. There's a lot of cold cases going on. If y'all put that resource into something else, Savannah be a much lot safer. I promise you.
Did you make any threats toward Officer Johnson?
I didn't make no threats towards Officer Johnson, but Officer Johnson, again, he's a retaliator. He tried to put a TPO order out against me and all. Okay. So I don't trust that guy. That guy's a liar.
I'm talking about between whenever you first saw him and
I never made no threats to Officer Johnson.
Did you make any comments about his family?
I never made no threats. I told him I know that he put out a TPO order out against me, which is freedom of speech. I never made any threats.
Your camera recording this whole time?
Since this stopped right here, yes.
No, I mean before when you saw him, was your camera recording?
But he had his body cam on and he was.
So there's not going to be Anything on there with you yelling anything about his family or him?
No, I know he got a TPO order out on me. Stay away from him, his girlfriend. Well, he tried to get a TPO order, him, his girlfriend, and his child. I do know that information, and I actually told him that I do know that. So go ahead, keep riding. But no threats were made. If it was a threat made, it should be on his BWC because he was holding his BWC up towards me as I was driving.
Were you talking? Were you saying anything to him when y'all were driving?
Keep riding, just nothing out of the way, nothing that can make him fear for his life or his safety that will oppose as a terrorist. Nothing in that nature. Nothing to commit bodily harm, physical harm to him and no one that he loved. I wouldn't even dare do that. But again, that officer's a liar. So hey, if he's saying that and y'all feel as though that y'all have probable cause to arrest me, by all means.
We're trying to check his camera to see first.
Yeah, please check his.
Whether or not any statements were made.
Yeah, please check his camera. And again, if y'all want to arrest me, let me know. I got a college game that I have to get to. So if y'all gonna arrest me, just let me know. So I call my assigner and we get somebody to cover that game. But I would love for y'all to kind of speed this up.
How did we end here? How did we get here?
Yo, officers, I just told you.
You're saying you have some place to be, but we have all these people tied up in traffic, blocked because of
your officers. Your officer. It's not me, ma'am. It's not me, ma'am.
So
I was
he
driving.
just decided to stop right here when he saw officers.
How long
pull
have you been
up
at Precinct 5?
A few years.
So you don't know who I am? You don't know about my whole...
This is my first time meeting you, but I know about the incident.
Okay.
I don't know all the specifics, but I know about the incident.
So do you think that I'm going to come and threaten the officer and do all that with... I don't know what you know out of me outside the stop, but all I got to lose. I have a quick card. I just left court from Judge Odell about something I'm dealing with Chatham County. So you really think that I'm going to sit here and threaten the officer that I don't have to threaten?
I don't know. I mean, I don't see any reason why he would just randomly stop in the middle of the road.
I was wondering why too. He was driving up the street, and this car, like I say, pulled on the side of me. They looked in there, see it was me. Then they backed up, and they got behind me. Well, he actually stepped in the car and say, "Get out the car, pull over." I'm like, "What? Pull over?"
But he had his camera out to record some things that you were saying.
I just said, aha, I told you I was going to make you go viral, like that type of stuff, but no threats. Nothing for him to fear for his safety or to have any of this go on, and for them lying say they put me over for a phone.
Do you have restrictions on your driver's license?
I probably do have restrictions on my driver's license, but I'm leaving.
Probably, or you do?
I don't know.
Yes or no?
I don't know. I have a limited permit. That's what I have. But
so what does that mean? What can you? Where are you allowed to go?
Work wherever I need to go. Really, I really go wherever I need to go.
That's not how that works. What specifically did the judge say you can?
It's not the judge. It's something from the DOT. My license was suspended to points, and
so what did they say you? Where can you go? Where are you allowed to drive?
Work, doctor, court, all things. It had listed everything. Work.
Okay. Where's work?
I'm about to go to Savannah State. Jesus God Almighty.
And you saying the officer has a TPO against you?
Well, he tried to put a TPO out against me. I didn't know about it, but I actually found out. But it was not.
So it's not? Okay.
Yeah, it was not.
All right. Though there is not, and considering y'all do have some conflict between one another, it would make sense that even if you see him in passing like this, you wouldn't say anything.
So you trying to tell me to give up my First Amendment right of the speech to a public servant because he has a TPO order history?
So now you're using that as a method or a means of using a way to communicate with him when you know full well he doesn't want any type of interaction with you.
I don't know that, but he got to go to
that.
Well, then he got to go to a different precinct.
A restraining order against you.
And I filed a complaint against you.
We don't need to play that game, sir.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Seriously,
All right, so let me ask you this.
I'm not here to get in. Yes, ma'am. I'm not here to get involved with all of that. I don't know what the specifics are about that. But there's clearly a conflict.
So,
you don't want him messing with you. Vice versa.
Okay,
so we shouldn't be here.
So it sounds like he needs to go to another department, man.
What happened?
I live in this area.
That would leave us.
I live in this area, ma'am. I hear what you're saying.
Okay,
but I live in this area. He work in this area.
Okay.
Okay. So he needs to go to another department. That's what it sounds like he needs to transfer.
You know, by that concept, you should move someplace else.
How I gotta move somewhere else?
Exactly. Why does he have to move? Why does he have to move from this precinct? If all you have to do is keep driving when you see him, he keeps driving when he sees you.
Why didn't he keep driving? You asking me why he keep driving? Why did he keep driving?
Why are we here? Something
I happened to be behind him, and it was a stop in traffic, and your officer stopped me. That's why we here.
Okay.
I'm trying to go where I need to go, man. That's why we here.
And you didn't say anything. You just was doing the aha. You tried, but you lost and all that.
That's all I did. That's all I did.
That's it.
I know you put a TPO order out against me.
Come on, man. Why you doing all that? Oh, you don't like what I'm saying now.
It's not even that, ma'am. It's not even that. It's about transparency. Let me ask you like this. And it's about accountability, right?
Yeah.
So y'all want to hold citizens accountable, right?
Yeah.
But y'all don't hold y'all own officers accountable.
Well, you know,
they get away with murder.
That's your opinion.
That's my opinion. But that's a fact with me. I got proof.
That's your opinion.
I have black and white.
Gotcha.
That shows.
Yes,
I'm always giving the short end of the stick and coming along for it. But we know what hurts the most? It's always officers that look like me. I expect the other ones to come and they
Why would you expect that? Because we all have a particular set of rules and guidelines to work by.
I expect some of the other officers maybe to act like that, but it hurts even more when it's my own people. For somebody to go in my car, don't know nothing about me, and find my gun and think I'm a convicted felon. You know how much that hurts? And I have nothing on my background but traffic misdemeanors, and that stuff is restricted. But you want me to sit here and let this person go, and I still get calls about him harassing people in my community? You probably don't know I ran for city council. That's a concern to me. Bad policing is a concern to me. They get away with it. The only thing I ran last year, but I dropped out because your department used a smear tactic. You know, like it's about accountability, transparency.
In that case, you should have kept running.
Nah, I probably should have kept running, but I had something else going on at work, and it's not working.
Okay.
But I'm just saying all this to say is like I'm not out here. I'm not a bad person, but I look at how much money we're wasting right now.
I would agree.
It's cold cases.
These guys have other things that they could be
But
doing.
they stopped me for allegedly a phone, but now it goes to I was making threats. So which one is it?
No, it was both. That's what I was told.
Okay.
You know, initially you were saying some stuff out the window, and then apparently you started pulling your phone up, presumably to record this whole interaction. You don't have anything on your phone that would prove that you weren't holding your phone prior to y'all getting to this point right here?
I probably do, but I have to stop recording. So the original reason of my stop was for...
You got two phones. You can record from the other phone.
I'm live on one, and I got the other one. Because see, people think that I just go around and I mess with y'all, and I just want them to see what happens with me, how stops go, and things like that. Like that's just...
So, moving forward, how are we going to resolve this?
Chris Johnson needs to transfer to another department. I'm sorry. I've been over before he got here. He's been here since 2019. I've been in this community since 2013, 2014. I mean, I can't help that. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this. If somebody spits in your face, what would you do when you see them? If you can't do nothing to them but voice your First Amendment rights. I can't do nothing physically to him. I can't threaten him. But when I can see him, I can tell him how do I feel about him. I told you I was going to expose you, and I was going to make you go viral. I know you put that TPO order out on me to protect me from me, your girlfriend, and your child. I know that. That's
all the conversation was.
That's it. There's no. What else I'm going to say to a sworn police officer? But he's a known liar too. So I mean, I have that on. He's not credible at all. So that's the even fun fact about all of this. And can you be sure that his BWC, whatever he reported during the time that we were traveling, parallel in the same direction, that is added to whatever CRN that I may be getting, if any. But yeah, I want a CRN, definitely. Y'all don't have dash cams, do y'all?
No, sir.
Gotta be more careful. Chatham County is better than y'all. Some of them have dash cams. I gotta tell y'all.
You know, every tool isn't a necessary tool.
You said it's not?
No.
I think that's necessary. line to his supervisor before, who was a sergeant alone. So I'm sure he wouldn't mind lying to his lieutenant. But we're gonna see how this play out. I gotta keep going, man. That was that close.
I'll stay here.
I'll stay over here.
Alright. Do I need to turn my camera off? Or can I leave? Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's all captured on his camera. I recorded it on mine. So the entire time he's driving up next to him, the entire time, calling him Chris by his name, calling him a bitch, calling him, I got your name, I know your girlfriend's name, your TPO order didn't do shit, you bitch, where are you gonna go? You're gonna go to the precinct, I'll be there, I'm gonna meet you there. So,
that's it.
So that's when, so I don't know if that would, I know that constitutes harassment, but I mean, I know we're working as a public official as far as around the public roadways and stuff, but I mean, that's definitely harassing in nature. So I think to be non-partisan in this is that we write a report and have an independent as far as get a, if we're going to press charges to pursue it because it's Johnson's right if he is being harassed on duty. I understand that we are in the public eye and we're public servants, but I mean, again, he shouldn't be that harassed while we.
I kind of tried to explain that to him. You know, you don't want him communicating with you, vice versa. This could have been just you going your way, he going his way. Okay.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, we can get one of the recruits to write it, give him a CRN, and he can get out of here.
Okay.
And we'll be done.
What do you think is for the probable cause for the stop for using his telephone in his hand while driving?
He did have it in his hand?
That's what the PC was called out.
We'll do this. I'll talk to him. Let him go with a warning, verbal warning on that. And we'll do the report. Because I want him gone. Let him go on his way to work. I really just don't want this to blow up into a bunch of other nonsense. So.
Okay. I know how it blew up last time, and
you know, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with the stop.
Okay.
You know, of course he's denying ever having his phone in his hand, and then he wouldn't turn his camera off so he could show me his recordings to prove that whatever he was telling, what's his name, he was not driving and holding his phone at the same time. So
okay, but I mean, he's on camera calling Chris Johnson, you know, let's meet at your parking lot and all that other stuff. So I mean, that's
okay.
So tell Johnson what we're doing. Officer Johnson. Sure. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anybody need to write Malik's info down so we can give him a CRN card and get him on his way?
Yeah, I'll have a. Hey, Nanny, you need a draw a CRN card?
Up the window and refuse to step out there. Well, that's why I acted the way I did. Sorry, Lieutenant.
We'll be out of here in a moment.
What happened?
We'll be out of here in a moment. Get your report number and you'll be on your way. Questions?
Can I get everybody's name and badge numbers if you don't mind? I always ask for this. It's nothing personal, it's just business.
Sure.
And can you have them write it down?
I don't know the payroll numbers. You got that? Wait. No, I can get that.
So did y'all review his camera and see that I did not make any threats to him at all? Please.
Yes, and while you say you didn't make any threats, given the fact that you had filed, okay, and that's not something we're making up here. You did attempt to file an order against you, but yet here it is, you see him, and you're yelling all these obscenities and whatnot. It can be construed as harassment.
I didn't know you could harass a public. I'm gonna leave you alone. You know we gonna be good friends.
Yes,
you know me, you gonna be good friends.
Just because a person has a title like that doesn't make them any less of just a regular citizen. Okay. So we'll get you a report number. My suggestion: you see him, keep moving, as he already knows to keep moving when he sees you.
Oh, so he know that.
He knows that.
So what he do is, instead of him making contact, he call his boys back there and they make the contact. Oh, gang tactic, gang initiation. I see what's going on.
Hey, however you want to spin that in your head, that's fine. I'm not even gonna entertain that. I'm not entertaining.
Hey, I appreciate that. You got a lot of patience. Like this, don't mind. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Listen, if you had an interaction that I have with law enforcement, you would see why I act like that. I just, I like how y'all enforce the law, but y'all don't want to be held accountable, boy.
And you are on camera with your phone in your hand.
I'm stopped. I'm in park.
Now you are, but not when you were over there yelling at him and recording.
You know
so
what?
You lied to me.
Well, maybe I'm so frustrated, so scared. Maybe I didn't tell the whole truth.
I know. Yeah, we all get scared when we see the police.
We do. You think I ain't scared? I seen a guy that tried to. I'm scared of Christopher Tyler Johnson. I'm saying it on for your camera. I'm scared of Officer Blackman and Sergeant Cologne. There's a couple of officers and Timothy Belmont. Timothy Belmont. He started all this.
Who else?
I think that's it. But I'm gonna tell you some officers that I'm proud of. Joshua Haynes, Jaleesa Lewis, Ashley Johnson. Who else y'all got out there? Y'all got some great officers out there now. I gotta give y'all that. It's just some of them that are just, Maya Davis, Jessica, the SIP. You got some good officers out there. But, it's just some of the bad ones,
Alright, Mr. Jones, here is your license back. And this is a case report card, so we are just going to document this whole incident. So I'm going to have everybody
What's your favorite number?
66673.
Can you write the verbal one?
I'd rather warning is by me.
When he gave me the one, he wrote it on paper. I'd rather have it black and white.
We're not doing that. And I'm making that call. We're not doing that. You're going to get your report number and you're going to work.
You know what? I don't want to delay this traffic stop. LT, we're going to be best friends now.
What's your payroll?
64674.
Got your little nails done and stuff. I'm interrupting your lunch or breakfast, LT. I apologize.
What's your
6373. I wasn't here for the traffic stop. I got here about the same time you did.
I know.
I'm offended. It seems like racist. I got 3 black babies at my house right now. They're my god babies.
You know what?
I know. It just pisses me off when people assume things.
What's your payroll?
61963.
Lord. What's your payroll?
64157.
Oh, Lord. Alright. Where's Kelly? Is she gone?
Yes.
Not everybody else.
Is your name and number here, LT?
That's my name and payroll number on it. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all, sir. Do I need anything else?
Nope. We'll get you out of here.
I'm going to take this phone.
All right, sir. Good to go.
What position did you run for in office?
I ran for City Council District 3, the area that the stop that you featured to cure and the recent stop on the retaliation stop on November the 12th. And that was just a position, I think they were getting a raise pay about $25,000 a year. You'll be able to, is a seat under the mayor. And I just wanted to create policies and put some money into, revitalizing our community, but actually creating activities for our youth and being more involved with having our citizens really more involved with the decision making, especially sitting on overseer boards for like policing and things like that. One of the things, everything that I went through, it kind of made me want to give up on running for politics. But I realized that, maybe the things that God has put me through now is going to actually put me in a better position and people to really realize and see who this guy really is. You have a guy that really is very passionate about law and politics, receiving this type of encounter with law enforcement. And every time you can say whatever you want to say negative about this individual walk away from those situations. Well, there's times where I kept my composure and things like that. I went to jail, and a lot of people say, hey, it's not where you need to go to court. Well, let me tell you something. Let me break down court. I have a family, okay? When I take time off to go to court, if I request this officer to come to court or not, guess what? He's being paid to come to court. I'm not being paid to come to court. On top of that, to have a great defense, if you can't represent yourself or you don't know how to work and make it work, a public defender work for you, you're going to probably have to pay an attorney. That's going to cost you money as well. Okay, so if I can stand on my rights, if I can show these officers and let these officers know, and I hate that they feel like I'm showing them up, but it's knowledge. Knowledge is power, and it's key, and they swear they have so much of it. If I can do that on the side of this road and not go to jail and not get the citation or whatever, then I need to do this now, because guess what? The same money it's costing me right now to do this on the side of the road is going to cost me even more, because I'm going to have court fees, legal fees, and things associated with it. But when you know your rights and you stand up for your rights, you have to do it sometime. But you have to know how to do it.
Right. So I got to tell you that this community, there was cop blockers and cop watchers and stuff like that. And people started learning the First Amendment and then started going to government buildings, asking questions. And then a community was formed. And it's the First Amendment auditing community, where you ask, hold government accountable. So everybody just kind of found each other. The beautiful thing about this community is the fact that you can be black, white, gay, straight, liberal, conservative. You can be man, woman, whatever. And everybody's getting involved, empowering themselves by learning their rights. And I think that this is really like the first time in history where we're actually, as a people, not being dependent for government to teach us our rights, for the schools to teach us our rights. Our parents failed because they were failed. They didn't know their rights either. Many people don't know their rights. I began asking cops if they know the First Amendment, and they didn't know it. And I discovered a pattern that cops are swearing an oath to the Constitution, and they don't even know what oath they're swearing to. I believe that makes it dangerous, not just for the people, but also for the cops. And you're right about one thing that you said. They have no customer service, right? The way they behave with the people, they talk down to you, they try to escalate, they're very discourteous with the people, egotistical, they're always in a rush, right? We got a call, give up your ID. They act like they have no patience, even though they're on the clock, right? And the way they treat the people, nobody likes to be talked down to. Even family at home. When you're family at home, you're talking down to, like, hey, sometimes we fight because we get into it with family because the way they talk to each other. But cops do this all the time. Nobody likes to be talked to in a demeaning way. And by doing that, every chance they get, they're escalating every encounter. You do have a way of speaking as well. You can tell that, you're serious and you know your rights, which sets you apart from many people in this country who don't know their rights. And but you also have a way of speaking where you're not coming off as aggressive to them, but you're coming off as intelligent and smart, and you know what you're talking about. And I think that puts like a force field around you. Like it makes them weary. And then you're recording, so then they got to think about, oh shit, somebody else is going to see this, right? And so I want to say this. First of all, let me say this. welcome to the community. Everybody, if you're not subscribed to Malik Jones, we are going to include his links. You're going to get tons of support. Your voice is going to tremble the ground from sea to shining sea when you speak. I would love to see people support you, the youth, learn from you. And I think that's what this country needs. Folks like you, folks like myself, and many other people in this community, learning and understanding our rights, man, because I didn't know my rights growing up. If I would give up my rights every chance I got, every chance, they had to take away from me, I just gave it up because I didn't know my rights. And cops they coerce you to give up your rights, to circumvent the Fourth Amendment every chance they get. And, man, I got to say, you're doing outstanding work, and I definitely want to continue to see you grow, your channel grow, your voice heard. And maybe it's better that you lost that race, that seat for the position you're going for, because now you have a platform to speak. Now you can probably make a bigger impact doing what you do now than being there in your community. And a lot of times it takes us to scream, let our voices be heard, for somebody else to hear. And I got to tell you, man, I heard you when you shouted. I heard you. And all the way over here in Cali, I got to say, man, I got your back 100%. And all the cops in Savannah, all right? All the cops in Savannah, I want you guys to know that we the people are watching, and we the people have Malik's back. Let you guys know that we the people, and knowing that you guys are on notice now. We want this man to be protected, and we want this man's rights to stay intact, as well as everybody else out there in Savannah. And Savannah, Georgia Police Department, I got to tell you guys, you're not the only department. Through our channels, we've had plenty of chiefs of police out of seat, out of their positions, either forced to resign or whatnot. But we have a lot of sergeants, and I don't even like to use military terms because we're not supposed to be at war with the people. Use the military terms in the military. Lieutenants, sergeants, chiefs, all that shit. So, but anyways, all of you guys, every department seems to be operating in a fucked up way. We have no choice but to hold you guys accountable. Because of social media, because of our platforms, because our resilience to not allow this type of behavior, we have eyes on this. And we have eyes on Malik Jones, and believe us, there will be calls. There will be Facebook posts. There will be lawsuits. When you guys delete Facebook posts, there will be lawsuits. When you guys continue this type of behavior, the people will, respond. So, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, man. Like I say, man, it's crazy, man. It's just, growing up here, being here 27 years now, it's to be able to make the impact, the change that I already made in my community, working with these at-risk youth, having them, even with my job, I have a great job here in this community, as much as I give back to do this with law enforcement. So everybody want to know how I made this call to this major. I really kind of want to address this. Because of my community involvement, I actually did a back to school event with this department, this precinct that the harassment come from. Even after they wrongfully arrested me in 2018, in 2022, the captain, she was a captain at the time. We wanted to do a community event. We had problems with people saying that they was gonna help us get this park or whatever, but we ended up partnering with me and a couple of friends of mine with nonprofits. We ended up partnering with this East Side precinct of Savanah Police Department, and we did a back to school event. And this major was the captain at the time, and because of that, that was I embellished like a friend in the in the community if I want to do a back to school event or something like that. Very professional relationship. And so I called the major at the time, as that's what someone would do, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, here we go, boom, now everyone think that it's an unprofessional relationship or something like that. I'm like, nah, bro, or I'm this cop or something. No, it's about having relationships in your community. I have the sheriff number. I actually said the craziest thing about it, the chief of police now, he doesn't really care for me and things like that. But I used to sit with our former chiefs, our former judges and things like that. Like, you're not talking about somebody that's not involved in this community. But because I don't post or brag about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I actually have real relationships in the community that are professional because of the perception of other people having me on definitely on the professional side, you know. But they take a video of frustration, and again, when you hear my story of where I come from and the things that I've survived and I endured, you know, from this police department, you know, being wrongfully arrested twice in 1 month, you know, being a victim and arrested after I've been spit at 3 times by a couple, and I go to jail the same night. 23 days later, they say I left cocaine in the back of a police car, losing everything, you know. Having to rebuild, and now as I'm rebuilding, you still, you know, what I want to do the same thing again, run for city council. Now all of this is transpiring. Like, it's no conspiracy or coincidence, you know. It's like, for me, I think of the Willie Lynch syndrome, the old versus the young. You know, you see a young man as myself that wants to make a difference, and is not easily controlled. People don't like what they can't control, and that's going to speak up, that's going to speak out. You know, this I feel like my city is not ready for something like this, you know. And because I'm so independent, you know, I don't have to have a big army of things. I don't have to tell you who all I'm connected to, but it's flies on the wall. When my name's mentioned in rooms, I get calls. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's because of the relationship of just the person that I am. Because, you know, if I can help, I can help, you know. But it's just crazy that I'm someone that's doing this. And the biggest thing about this is I think of the people like myself that go through this, that doesn't have the voice, that doesn't have the determination to, you know, like, this thing is mentally, you know, like, and I just buried one of my partners the other day, and I definitely want to say this. We was riding down the street, and he was his name is Roland Ingram. God bless him. We was riding down the street. We was riding home one day. And he see me ride. I was riding like 10 miles under the speed limit, and so he rolled his window down. He said, "Man, you be talking all that jive to them police, but you be scared as I don't know what." He talking about some. I see you riding 10 miles under the speed limit. I said, "Yep." I don't want them to say I'm doing nothing wrong. Like, I gotta make it home to my family. And now I see that traffic stops is one of the ways that they're trying to use to profile me. But that's just one of the ways that they use to profile people in America. And I want to leave people with another gem. And I realized this is the first viral traffic stop. Traffic stops are not documented unless an arrest is made or something is taken. A traffic stop is a way for them to profile and fish tag. Now, I read reports all the time here in my community, and I'll give you these gems here. So sometimes they are running undercover operations, and if you're in a particular, what they consider a traditional area or a high crime drug area or robbery area, and your car is a Charger, Challenger, or a drug car, a car that they seem is to feel as if a person that is selling drugs or moving out cars or illegal weapons is driving. An undercover unit may call your car in, see you leave from that area, or may see you make a transaction, and they'll send in marked cards to try to pull you over. The way that they'll say that, the reason they're safe is before a moving traffic violation. They'll pull you over, they'll come to the window, act like everything is okay, and then they'll say that they smell the odor of marijuana. When they say they smell the odor of marijuana, they give us probable cause to search your vehicle now. If they find nothing and they just mess with you, they'll issue a warning, tell you have a good day or something like that. Now, guess what? If you don't know how to do an open record request to get this body cam or this footage, anything, guess what? It just goes in. It doesn't even go anywhere.
Before I give you the floor and you can speak freely, I want the people to get to know you on a personal level. I want the people to resonate with you. So I'm going to ask you a few questions that are a little bit off topic.
Gotcha.
Do you have a favorite book that you've read that you think people will benefit from, or just a book that you like? What is your favorite book?
I have a book, and it's so crazy you asked that question. I have a book that I read. It's called I'm My Brother's Keeper, Not My Brother's Killer. The setting is actually in Savannah, Georgia in 2014, and the setting is actually in the area where this happens to me at, in the area that I ran for city council. And I met the author. And I also read, I like Eric Thomas. I look up to him. Great guy. ETUOU book. And those books are some books that I would definitely say you definitely want to consider. The I Am My Brother's Keeper, Not My Brother's Killer, by Cynthia Costello is a great book. I wish everyone would go order that book and read. And it definitely talks about being your brother and sister keeper and treating each other with the way that I want to be treated in the community. Like, you my brother. We don't have to look alike in the way of whoever you believe in. We're created. You're my brother. I'm supposed to protect you. I'm not supposed to let nobody or nothing harm you and things like that. And the long story short, it just talks about gang violence, a lot of things that are going on in our community today. And so I love that book. And like I say, I'm into motivational speaking. I do empowerment speaking and things like that and creating content. So Eric Thomas is one of my guys. Shout out to George White, the speaker too. That's one of my mentors as well. But you owe you, it show you that you owe you to be everything in life. And no matter what, you got to do whatever it takes to make your dreams and goals reality. And that's what I live on. And that's why one of my quotes is never give up on yourself, because the main people you thought were rooting for you is already giving up on you. And what I go through now in my community, that's what I see. I used to be friends with the mayor. I used to have a great relationship with him. I used to look up to him, the chief right now, and all these people I feel has turned their back, have remained silent and not spoke up on my behalf. And they know the other character of, Malik Jones.
Do you have a favorite movie or a documentary?
My favorite movie, I ain't gonna lie, my favorite movie is Baby Boy. I like that movie. Baby Boy is a very classic documentary. I also like the movie Lean on Me as well. Good documentary for me. My documentary that I like, I want to say it was documentary because the movie that 50 Cent had with the lawyer that was in jail. I forgot his name. That was a good documentary. I like law stuff.
Word. All right. What about music artists? What do you like to listen
to? So I like listening to people like Lil Baby, Rod Wave. I listen to Savanah artist Quando Wando sometime. I really listen to motivational speakers. I listen to my boy George White, the speaker. I listen to audiobooks on Spotify, stuff like when I'm running and working out and stuff like that.
Nice. What about food? What kind of food do you like?
Man, I love chicken wings, man. I love chicken wings, seafood. Chicken wings is definitely my favorite. I eat chicken wings every day, or fried chicken.
I ask some of these questions sometimes because I want people to resonate, get to know you on a personal level. Who is
Most definitely
Jones? You know what I mean? How do I resonate with you? Do we like similar movies? And I like the movie Baby Boy, by the way. Badass movie.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How can you not like that one? Yeah, man. I want to give you the floor. You can speak however long you want. You can make it short, you can make it long. Talk about whatever you want. Point some things out that you see, that you've learned. Whatever it is, man. You have the floor.
So the biggest thing I want to talk to people on is, understanding your rights. I read through a lot of the comments, a lot of the questions that were asked during a lot of these live videos, especially this video that was featured by San Juan. Again, man, shout out to San Juan. I appreciate everything that you've done for me for this video, featuring that video, getting the views that it got, the attention that it got, getting me the subscribers, helping me get basically monetized as well on YouTube, helping me understand monetization as well, helping me grow in this community. If you know my video, if you see my video, the uncut raw version straight, I got the BWC uploaded the YouTube version. I was upset. I was a guy who has lost a lot of time and years. But I'm thankful for every opportunity that I was given for some of the encounters that I have experienced with law enforcement. But most importantly, show me that God wants me to do what he called me to do. That's to be an attorney in the work of politics. But what better ways to have firsthand experience? You cannot sit behind a computer looking at a video and telling somebody what they should do and what they need to do in a situation if you've never been in that situation. I've been you. And one of the ways that you hear me talk about customer service, because a lot of y'all may not know, but some people do know, I referee basketball. I'm actually an NCAA official. So I work in a somewhat capacity of a police officer. When I'm on the court, I can hurt you or I can help you. I enforce the rules as police officers enforce the law. If I kick a rule, I'm terminated for a game, or I have to pay a fine, or things like that. There are consequences for my actions. But now we live in a world where police officers are not held to the same standard as citizens, but they're the ones who can affect your everyday livelihood. When you go to jail in the state of Georgia, and I haven't looked it up to see if it's like this in other states, when you go to jail and you get fingerprinted, that arrest stays on your record forever. There's no such thing as expungement. There's no such thing as expungement. It's called restriction. When it's restricted, if you're in law enforcement, that law enforcement person with a particular law enforcement code or ID can see your arrest, your prior history, anything you've ever been arrested for. It's called your FBI number, Federal Bureau of Investigation, and it's done in the NCIC system. That means anything you've ever been arrested for in the state, in the country, they'll be able to see when you're arrested. That's why it's very important to understand your laws and your rights. That's why it's very important to try not to go to jail, no matter how simple something is. If you go to jail for a driving while suspended license, I know for experience that I was not able to volunteer at the juvenile detention center to speak to youth because of driving while suspended was on my license. So it's very important to understand your law and the consequences of these charges that these officers are placing on you. I want to give you some more gems. Traffic violations, right? If I can't get you money financially as far as sending you to jail, making you bond, or even if I do that, I can still get your money for a lifetime. Here's how I do that. When I charge you with driving reckless driving, you get 4 points on your license. So now every time you try to go get insurance, your insurance, you're going to pay for this officer charging you. I tell everyone now, you need to get you a dash cam and a body cam. Get your dash cam that can monitor your speed, and try to get body cam. Also, open record requests are very important. Understanding how to open record requests. Whenever you have an encounter with a police officer, always request a case report number. That is a CRN. That is the case report number that is going to be tied to the officer and the report. Always get your police report and your body cam footage if possible. Because if the case is closed, you can get the BWC. If the case is pending prosecution, you won't be able to get your body cam footage, but you need to get the report number to get the police report to see what the officer is saying. A lot of people go to court blind, not knowing what the officer is saying or what is being said or what the DA is going off, because they don't even know the police report is saying. Police officer lies and fabricate stories in police reports all the time. That's why it's very important for you to get the body cam footage. Knowing how to operate the open record system. Some is called FOIA or FOIA in different places. But understanding how to use that. Understanding how to look up the court system and legal proceedings and things like that. Look up the charges that these officers are charging you with. Things like that. The internet is there. You can educate and self-educate yourself. Go look at the Constitution and look at all of the amendment rights. First, all of your amendment rights. Definitely look at your first, your fourth, and your 14th amendments. Those are a lot of amendments that are a lot of time violated by cops every day in our community. Right. Another thing I will tell you is on traffic stops, give up your license. Give up your license, and then, but make it clear that the officers continue to repeat the reason of why they're stopping you, what's the probable cause, but give up your license so that you won't be charged with obstruction. Also, if you are on probation or parole, do not do what I do. Here's why. You give up your Fourth Amendment rights. That's another reason why it's best to fight these cases. You give up your Fourth Amendment rights when you are on misdemeanor or felony probation with probation. You have to get out of the car.
It's called a fourth waiver.
Fourth waiver, yes. Right. So you have to get out of the car. You have to allow them to search you and all that. I'm not on probation. I'm not on parole. So if you watch my content, I don't do a lot of things that I do. But again, if you go to my page, I have a lot of things coming as far as educational. I actually creating an Inspired by Malik the Real Talk Show podcast. Should be airing in 2025. Again, man, I really appreciate everybody that's following me. To refer back to the 12/31 2023 video, that a lot of people ask questions of why did I just jump out the car or any of that. I'll tell you how that day went and how that stop actually occurred. I actually, and you can look it up on the maps. A lot of y'all gonna probably do this anyway. So my church is in 2020 Tennessee Avenue. I saw this officer on Mississippi and Ohio Street. I made a right turn. He stared me down. I looked at him and I made a left turn. And I went to the stop sign. He came flying around, came through the parking lot, and I ended up making a right turn into the parking lot to get out because I was going to the store. But because how he made contact with me, he stared me down. It kind of like it startled me. So I was like, "Dang, what the world? Like, I don't know you, buddy." Like, so I ended up missing my first right turn to go into the parking lot. But it's always kind of congested there anyway, so I normally make that right turn and turn out in that to the parking lot that way to get out of the car to run and play the lottery. And I got out the car and then he just looked at me and was like, "Get back in the car." He jumped out the car like that. And I'm like, "Who you talking to like that?" And I'm looking at my phone and I'm trying to record him and he runs and he grabs at my phone and I'm like, "Bro," and put his hands on me. I'm like, "Bro, why you grabbing me? You know who I am?" And so after that, I'm just like, "No, hold on, bro. Like, what's going on?" Like, and so I'm mad. Like, bro, you can't just run up on the grown man and put your hands on him like that and he not be able to do nothing. Like, I really felt like I was being bullied, jacked, and kidnapped. But like, this is a police officer. So what else? What can I do? I can't do nothing to this individual. So it's it was just a crazy thing. But it just went viral. A lot of crazy questions was asked. A lot of crazy comments were, made. But to the people that see the frustration, to the people that seen the way that I was treated, that felt my pain, I really appreciate you. This community, the attention that they got. But this department, this type of policing in America has to stop. These officers has to be held accountable. There's no way that you give people that just go to academy for a few weeks training this much of power to do what they're doing. And it's like whatever they say is law is believed. So that's why you have to document everything. Take your phone out and record, get body cams because they're trying to put this hands-free law in. On the video you showed, he lied and said he knew I was recording. He just assumed I was recording. It's just ways that we have to protect ourselves under the amendment, and that's document, an open record request. Get your body cam and save them. Every interaction you have with a cop, do what they do. Know how to work the legal system. And that's just the biggest thing. And me understanding that is the way that, I keep my record clean and things like that. And they have to prove without a reasonable doubt that you committed this crime maliciously, So, a lot of the public defenders are lazy. I had to fire the public defender. I fired a public defender that morning. I'm like, hey, I applied for a public defender and you was assigned me on October 30th and here it is November 12th and you talking about I didn't come here early and we don't have no conversation. But from August 17th to now, I've created the dash cam timeline. I watched the dash cam. I watched the body cam. I took notes. I know the comments that were made. Like I've worked my whole entire case. So why would I let you sit here and not speak on my behalf the right way, the correct way, and really fight for me? Or for you to continue this and make me have to come back here another day?
Right. I was speaking to someone yesterday, and we were talking about some of the things you mentioned earlier. For instance, civil lawsuits. Lawyers don't want to take our cases unless we're brutalized, broken legs, broken arms, and shit like that. It goes to show that, a lot of times we're out here on our own. We have no choice but to learn from each other and help each other. And I'm hoping for a day, because of artificial intelligence and all that we see lawyers become obsolete, only for the fact that we can't afford it. And we live in the age of information. We should be soaking up this information, how to speak the language of the courts and how to defend ourselves. And I think all of that is extremely important to what we do. Sorry, bro. I got a mosquito fucking flying around and fucking biting me and shit. It's winter over here. Got a mosquito flying around trying to kill me. Shit, but yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just crazy, man. Like every time you go to the court, you gotta consult with the lawyer. You gotta consult with the lawyer. Like, wow. All right, now I got to go consult with the lawyer. You can't just tell me, oh, I can't represent you or give you legal advice. Okay, well, what do I pay your salary for?
Right. Yeah. One of the things I was talking to my friend about is the fact that I personally don't hire lawyers when something happens when I get arrested. For one, there's a law library, and in that law library, in pretty much every city, every town, you'll have a law library. You can go look up some laws. They also have a clerk, and in the law library, the clerk can help guide you in the right direction. They can't give you legal advice, but you can ask them, I need to learn how to do this, right? For instance, let's say a cop shines a light in your camera and he's doing what's called prior restraint. And so, we can go into these law libraries and learn how to even file lawsuits or, do it pro se or, defend ourselves. Because one of the things that lawyers do is they bring in a bunch of case laws that will pertain to your case law, and they will try to defend you that way. What I do is I prepare first before, and I'll use the public defender, and I'll be like, here, bam, 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 bam. This is what you need to present to the fucking judge. You need to mention all these case laws, because when you mention all these case laws, and the judge, whatever, will try to rule against you, then they can be held accountable later if it goes to the appeal, because you brought it forward to them, and they ignored your civil rights. They ignored everything, and they allowed the conviction. So I think that's important for us to learn how to look up case laws, bring forth these case laws, and just keep educating ourselves, man. We're on the right track. We're all getting together. We're all learning from each other, and I believe, okay, you're going to learn from this community, and we're going to learn from you. And I think, folks like yourself, folks like myself, folks who want to hold cops accountable or government, we all have something to bring to the table. Sometimes we watch enough videos, we get empowered, and we say, there's something that nobody's touching on. I'm going to bring it forward. And we're seeing that constantly with new channels coming in. People are doing records requests, FOIA requests, or FOIA requests. I know there's two different ways of saying it. So we're all learning from each other. This community is growing, and I hope to continue to see it grow. And I got to say, it's a blessing for this community to have you, because you're a well-spoken man, you're an educated man, and I can tell you're a righteous man. And let's definitely continue this. I want to have more conversations with you in the future. If you have any stories that you would like me to help you, share, want to have a conversation or interview about it, let's do it. I want to help your channel grow, and let's all continue this movement, man. It's a beautiful movement.
Yes, sir. It's definitely a beautiful community, but you got to be strong. I'll tell you this: if you're on this movement, man, you got to be strong, man. Your family, friends, it's a lot of people that's not gonna like you. It's a lot of people that's not gonna understand you, but they don't understand that you're helping and you're saving somebody else's life or somebody else's child, so that they won't encounter this. And then anytime you have an encounter with a law enforcement officer, always document it, file your IA complaint, even though you may receive retaliation, but just always document it. But I would tell you now, get you a body cam and get you a dash cam. Everybody get you a body cam and dash cam. Get cameras that's going to be facing inside your car and outside your car, 360. It's a great investment. You need to get that. I've even invested in that now because of the way they think. Make sure your body cam goes right over your chest or something like that, to go right over your speedometer. Okay? Even if you got to line your whole dashboard up with dash cams, I would do that. It's worth it, because now the officers' testimonies are worth. It seems to be worth so much more. And one thing I'm gonna tell you, they are habitual liars. They will lie. They will exaggerate to support whatever they're trying to get across. These officers, I watch them in body cam just tell so many lies, exaggerate. I rewatch my body cam footage over and over till like I know it verbatim. I'm just looking at lies. Rewatched one yesterday. I was like, Oh man, this guy keep talking about they're shaking it, bro. There's no drugs ever been in that bag before. That's my work bag. How can you say shaking that bag? Like, oh man, I got a big whiff. Big whiff of what? Burnt marijuana. Burnt marijuana. Do you realize burnt marijuana only can smell as being actively burnt? We've been here over 20 minutes. You got a smell of burnt marijuana coming from my car. Obviously, somebody's smoking in the air. There's no way you get a big whiff of burnt marijuana of a car that has been unoccupied for at least 15 to 20 minutes.
Do you have any last words? Anything else you want to say? Maybe words of encouragement, or just you can welcome everybody that's watching you, that's going to go to your channel. Anything else you want to say?
I just think each and every one of you that has tuned in, that has supported me, that has supported my guy right here, man, continue to support him. Come over to my channel, Inspired by Malik. Also check me out on Instagram, Inspired by Malik the Goat Mogul. TikTok, Inspired by Malik the Goat, and I'm also on Facebook, Malik Jones. But definitely come over to my YouTube channel and see some of the great content that I post. Again, I'm not just the one that get into a law enforcement. I'm a motivational speaker, an influencer. And one of the things I'll leave with you, and it's one of my quotes, is invest in yourself until you have no choice but to invest in you. Invest in yourself until you have no choice but to invest in you. And never give up on yourself, because the main people you think are rooting for you has already given up on you. Oh, yeah.
Outstanding. Everyone, make sure you go subscribe to Malik Jones. Go support him. Show him some support. Let's all learn from each other. And I will see you guys in his comment section. I'll be over there looking out for you guys. And Malik Jones, it's an honor to speak to you. Thank you for what you do. And we'll talk again soon.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
Have a good one.
Yes, sir.